It's no secret that when we look at the problems that Africa faces, we all ask ourselves questions to say, what really is the root cause? What is that thing that is really causing the issues that Africa faces on a daily basis? The poverty, the inequality, the injustice, the abuse. What's that root cause or thing that if we had to fix could change where Africa's headed? I've done a lot of research about Africa and South Africa to understand our diverse issues, our deep problems. And truthfully speaking, I found something that if fixed properly by governments could position Africa to the place where it is supposed to be all around the world, which is a leader. 8 out of 10 young children in South Africa cannot read for meaning.
Well, 8 out of 10 South African school children struggle to read well by the age of 10. This is as per a finding by Progress in International Reading Literacy. The study reveals that 81% of South African children aged between 9 and 10 have trouble with reading comprehension. South Africa scores worst among 57 countries. There's a distinct rise in the inability to read and comprehend in South Africa, says the study. From 78% in 2016, the number has risen to 81% in 2021. The survey was conducted on 400,000 children across 57 countries globally. South Africa scored the lowest among other countries with just 288 points compared with the international average of 500.
This means whatever they read, they don't understand or cannot comprehend what they are reading. Could it be that the root cause of Africa failing is the fact that our early childhood development systems are not there? A child in China growing up, from a young age, they're already knowing mathematics and understanding deep equations from grade 1, 2, and 3. Some of them already know how to speak different languages from that early childhood development stage.
红色是表示你的专注力显示得很高。
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了，
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
In South Africa, our surveys are showing us that over 3/4 of 9-year-olds, they're struggling to read. In Limpopo and the Eastern Cape, showing high percentages of persistent educational gaps. Could it be that at an early age, when a child should be understanding how life actually works, that this is actually not happening? There's a Bible scripture that says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Research and science has shown us that when a child is young, it is their best years for them to learn. In Africa, when children are in their infancy stage, in many rural areas, they're sent off to maybe the auntie's crèche where they actually go and study or learn. Or they're sent off to a certain place that parents can afford to pay for while they go to work. Nobody really checks as to what our children are learning at that infancy stage. And all around the world, they prioritize that.
The prefab structures were erected in the 1980s and the community contributed a few blocks. There has been no improvement to infrastructure since then. The walls are collapsing, and on rainy days, some learners cannot attend classes. The parents are calling on government to fulfill the promises made. Crowding is also a major challenge for this school. Learners attend in different groups, meaning each learner only has 3 days of school per week. The community is calling for change. Teachers believe the state of this school is affecting the learners' performance, especially matriculants.
They're supposed to rotate because we can't accommodate all of them at the same time. So they're supposed to rotate. Come 3 days or 4 days within a week, we can't finish the syllabus at the same time. Like while you're teaching, like as you can see these classes, whilst you're teaching, you will see that all these learners, if it's raining, the rain is just getting inside. They can't even study well if like it's raining. We're supposed to release them if it's raining.
We're in the fourth industrial revolution. Skills like critical thinking, problem solving, digital literacy, these are things that young children must learn from a young age. When they are old, it becomes second nature. In Africa, many children struggle with basic computer skills when they get to the senior learning stages because they didn't interact with computers from a young age. In a world that's in the fourth industrial revolution, where every job needs you to be using a computer if it is a high income paying job, are we not setting up Africa's future for failure? This lack of suitable reading material, this inadequate infrastructure, pit toilets, outdated learning materials, shortage of qualified teachers. This is contributing to the crisis that we have in our education system today. It becomes important for us to realize that some of the issues that we're seeing later on in every African person's age, it's because the basics were not taken care of. If we can take care of the basics, then everything after that can then flow properly. The brain gets to learn optimally when a person is young. That is where we should be investing funds in our educational system to make sure that when children are young, they're being taught the right things. There is a country in Africa where they were ranked one of the best educational systems in Africa, the Seychelles. They were ranked ahead of Ukraine, Hungary, Russia, the UAE. They found that these people or this country focuses very much on ensuring that their children are educated at the infancy stage, early childhood development. Something that countries that fail at educational systems do not do. Perhaps if we look at fixing Africa, Africa is a young continent. We need to invest the most amount of money in early childhood development. If we're being honest, a skill that every individual needs in the fourth industrial revolution is reading. Once you can read and understand what you're reading, it becomes simple for you to go on YouTube and learn new skills. It becomes simple for you to be able to develop yourself and use ChatGPT. It becomes simple for you to be able to build your career. But the early childhood development cannot be ignored. We need to relook at what Africa prioritizes when it comes to education. We need to invest in state-of-the-art systems for our young children. Grade R, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. That's where the bulk of the money should be focused on, to ensure that these young children are taught how to read and write for comprehension and meaning. So that whatever happens there afterwards, their brains are shaped from a young age to ensure that whatever they experience in the future, they are able to interact and understand it. Let us fix our early childhood development stages in Africa to ensure that everything after that, they'll be able to grow and flourish because the basics are taken care of. Train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from that way.